Hi everyone, and welcome to another NGWA Industry Connected video. Today I'm with Brad Walsh, WaterRight Inc.'s Regional Sales Manager for the Southeast United States. Welcome, Brad. Thanks for your time today.
Thank you, Mike. Looking forward to our time together.
Me too. Well, let's begin with what a typical day looks like in your role with WaterRight. And are there any adaptations you've made because of the COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic that remain for you today?
Yeah, very good question. Yeah, I'd definitely say, since last March, things have changed, quite a bit. Myself and my counterparts at WaterRights really spent a lot of time on the road. 50 to or more percent of our time was traveling in the field with contractors and water treatment dealers doing, lots and lots of training. And so after, mid-March last year, that kind of came to a halt. And we've been using, Zoom and Teams, are two tools that we had to learn to use very quickly to be able to continue interacting with our customers across the country. And so currently today, we are traveling a little bit, for high priority projects and whatnot. But majority of our time is still at home and using platforms like this to communicate with our customers on a regular basis.
Okay, sure. And then earlier this year, WaterRight announced its new lead generation program for its dealers. Can you explain the purpose of the program, the details of it, its goals, and how our industry's water treatment experts are involved?
Absolutely. Yeah, very exciting program. Very different from what WaterRight has been accustomed to. But the program is truly just a lead generation program. It's an opportunity for our water treatment dealers across the country to generate more leads and interact with more people, to kind of spread the word of the importance of treated water. And it just happens to be in partnership with Lowe's. And so, essentially the dealers that are taking part in the program have the ability to do a home show every day of the week if they wanted to, within a Lowe's store, to generate leads for their business and talk to more people about the benefits of quality treated water. And they have access to the Lowe's associates to have them working on their behalf, generating the leads as well. But I guess the kind of the goal of the program is to take Lowe's shoppers and put them in contact with a true water treatment professional to get their water treatment needs taken care of by a local professional, as opposed to potentially doing it themselves, trying to buy something off the shelf and try either again to install it themselves, size it themselves, or maybe find a local plumber to just come and install that product. It's really kind of start to finish. Our water treatment dealers will get in touch with the homeowner, set up a time, test the water, figure out what the real needs are, and provide this a solution for them based on the products that they're already using out of the WaterRight family today. So it's been a lot of fun. Obviously, we kicked off in June in 5 markets across the country, and we were supposed to run for 180 days in a pilot for Lowe's, and I don't even think we got to day 40, and they said we like what we see now. Now it's a program. So we are trying to get more markets up and running across the country to get as many stores covered for them, so that when leads come in, we have a provider or professional there to handle those needs for the consumers. So it's been very different than what we're accustomed to, but very, very fun, very interesting program. We're learning a lot about ourselves. We're learning a lot about our customers, and having maybe to create a need, sometimes for homeowners that they may walk into a Lowe's store and need a new fixture that's all scaled up, or maybe a new water heater or a water heater element, and they're just there to kind of get that part and go home. without the knowledge that there's actually a true solution for them. And so that gives our customers and our dealers the opportunity to provide that education, as well as the low store, to say, you know what, you can buy this part and go home with it, but you really got to get your water fixed, or else you're going to be back here again. And so it really goes back to what's, a cornerstone of WaterRight for the years has been, education, and we're bringing education to that arena, to be able to spread the importance of, quality water, to more people day in and day out. So,
That's great to hear. The success of it so far.
it has been, we've like I say, we've learned a lot. It's very different dealing with, big box corporate entity, but we're navigating those challenges, and having a lot of fun with it, actually. So.
Great. Yeah, and pivoting to water treatment, what are the first steps a water well contractor should take when looking to offer it as a service to their customers or new customers they're trying to gain?
Okay, good question, and one we kind of field a lot, especially through the water well contractors. First and foremost, nothing starts without a water test. So the contractors absolutely have to own a water test kit and know how to use it. And that's things that we can help with. Our wholesalers across the country can help with. But if they don't have an interest in testing water, this trade's really probably not for them. They have to be able to figure out what the issues are on site. We can help with the solutions, but then follow-up testing, maintenance, all that stuff, they can never tell if a system is working or not working if they don't have the ability to test water. So that's first and foremost. We have to have the ability to test and the interest in testing water, if you're going to get into the market.
Okay. And going back to July of 2020, you wrote about volatile organic compounds, PFOA and PFOS contaminants in the July 2020 issue of WaterWell Journal. What is expected from today's water treatment experts regarding treating VOCs and contaminants? And how does WaterRight's role in educating water treatment experts about VOCs and contaminants factor into that?
Good question. Again, goes back to sort of the education, and understanding, and wanting to be educated on what they're about to step into when they get into these, emerging type contaminants, or maybe even primary contaminants. Treating iron or treating hardness is very different than treating some of this stuff. And they have to be able to, one, understand what it is, what the impact is, are there solutions for them, to be able to treat these contaminants. And it's our job as a supplier to give them as much information as we know about it, and how to be successful at treating it or not touching it. Because there's sometimes when we will say, just back away, this is not an arena that we want to be part of, or that you should be part of, for a multitude of different reasons. But again, it goes back to testing, under really understanding what's in that water. And when you're dealing with some of these, a VOC or a PFOA, it's not let me put a piece of equipment in, set it and forget it. There's continuous maintenance is going to have to be, continuous follow-up testing that's going to have to take place. So you really kind of own that project for a long time. So if a contractor's not interested in that follow-up work, it may not be for them, because there's when you're treating these types of things, the equipment will have a shelf life, and it can only be in for so many gallons that it can treat, or something like that. And then what's the plan for disposal as well of that stuff, so it doesn't just stop at, okay, I'm going to treat it here and then forget it. It's really, okay, how do I treat it? What do I need to do next? How long is this stuff can be good for? And then what do I do with it? So, and that's our job, is to be able to educate them on what they're getting into, and give them a solid picture as to that situation, and whether or not it's going to be a fit for them and their business.
Okay. And speaking of water treatment experts, your customers, what are you hearing? What type of water treatment questions are you commonly hearing these days, last year, this year so far?
Okay. Yeah, good question. It's one of the fun things about this industry is usually it's something different every day. But some things that we are spending a lot of time on and doing a lot of education around is PFOA, PFOS. That is very common to have discussions multiple times per week around those things, especially in the hotbed areas where they know they're impacted. And the weird thing that we spend a lot of time on is odors. It's crazy how much time we can spend chasing odors now, and whether it be a well water job, or we're spending probably more time on city water jobs with these strange odors that are happening in homes. As we've transitioned maybe to more plastic materials and whatnot, more places to harbor bacteria or biofilms, and getting some real head scratchers out there when you have a brand new home on city water and you don't dare taste the water because it smells like hydrogen sulfide or just some other nasty odor. What do we do? And so that's been quite interesting and challenging, I would say, over the past year plus. Is just the nuisance type odors. But then obviously we've got the PFOA, PFOS, the different VOCs come up. Manganese is a hot topic right now in the industry. There's a lot of questions around manganese and where regulation may go with that in drinking water. So there's always something to talk about for sure.
Sure. And what other emerging human-made contaminants are you keeping your eye on for 2021?
Really, honestly, the biggest thing we're dealing with right now is PFOA and PFOS. Or in North Carolina, we have a cocktail of those things called Gen X that we deal with quite regularly, and just or answer definitely a ton of questions around best practice for treating these things. So these things are tested in the parts per trillion, and only certain labs in the country can test for it and whatnot. So it's really just helping these people understand what they're getting into, what's going to be needed, where to get testing done for this stuff, because you have to test up front, then test along the way to make sure the equipment's working and whatnot. So that I would say that for as far as emerging contaminants and man-made type contaminants, the biggest things we're talking about right now and keeping an eye on are PFOA and PFOS.
Yeah. And for 2021 also, what new water treatment products, can you share what new water treatment products WaterRight is in the process of developing?
Or I wish I had something earth-shattering that we're coming out with, but it's constant refinement of our existing products. We are adding resources at WaterRight. We've added a product manager role to continue to help us refine our existing products and vet out new technologies, and having them working with the lab staffs at A.O. Smith and whatnot to really kind of vet technologies that are used abroad and stuff that we'll be testing here to see if it's viable to add to the lines. So that works will be ongoing for sure. And then outside of products, just adding resources to help our customers, and support them and support our growth the right way. So we are adding field staff, we're adding internal staff to just adding more resources to properly support the growth of WaterRight and our customers across the country.
And speaking of A.O. Smith Corporation, it acquired WaterRight in April of 2019. How has that collaboration been so far, and what does the future hold?
Okay, good question. It's been really a great transition into the A.O. Smith family. The Gruits are synonymous with WaterRight, and I think there was maybe some angst in the industry about where are the Gruits going to go? Are they going to be gone? And what's WaterRight going to look like? And the Gruitt family may be more excited now than they were, prior to the sale. After the day after the sale, and they cashed the big checks, they showed up to work like nothing happened, and it's been that way since. So they're motivated to really grow the business, continue to grow the business, and learn from A.O. Smith, and really kind of take it to the next level, I guess. The acquisition really hasn't changed much. They've been very supportive of us. I kind of referenced adding bodies. They've kind of allowed myself since then. I've hired 2 people to support my region, which they've supported. We're looking at additional bodies throughout the country that we'd like to bring on. So they have been extremely supportive. We wouldn't have the Lowe's program, that lead generation program, without being part of A.O. Smith. And we really haven't tapped into the potential really of working together that much, other than these couple initial projects. But we're very excited for what the future holds for us and our customers, as we continue to look at ways to partner, and now with A.O. Smith. So we are extremely excited. As far as the culture at WaterRight, that hasn't changed at all. It's still, we are still WaterRight. And now we just a part of a bigger organization, and it's been absolutely fantastic for the business.
It's exciting to hear, and it might warrant a future conversation to find out what more you guys will be doing.
Absolutely, we welcome that opportunity for sure.
Great. And just lastly, what advice do you have for those who want to stay current on the latest trends in water treatment? What advice might you have?
Yeah, definitely, stay up to, get involved with NGWA, getting involved with the local organizations. Water Quality Association is another great one to be involved with at a national level, as well as, local levels as well. And just staying in touch with your suppliers and manufacturers on as we kind of navigate some of the challenges of the varying waters and these new contaminants and whatnot. So just getting involved in the industry. There's a lot of really, really smart people out there that are here to help on a daily basis. And, if you're in the industry, you don't have to figure it all out on your own. There's a lot of people here to help and support through the organizations, the manufacturers and whatnot. But getting involved on a local level and a national level, I definitely would highly recommend.